And continuing our team coverage on the weather right now, cities and towns along the shoreline might have missed most of the snow, but plenty of those places could not escape rising floodwaters. You saw it there right behind me. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live with the mobile newsroom in Milford with a look at the conditions there. And Matt, have things gotten any better? It looks a little bit better behind you.
It's a lot better, Aaron. That's because we're at low tide now, so we're in good shape, and things are doing well right here. You can see no water. It sort of receded here this afternoon, but, you know, it was a different story earlier today. You had the storm surge, the high tide. That caused a number of streets down here with water, making them impassable. Crashing waves sprayed water over seawalls as Mother Nature put on quite a show. Bruce Baird had a front row view from his back porch.
It's exciting. I love it. I feel like I'm living on the edge of eternity when I live here. And it's just, the ocean's always different every day. And today it's just wild and woolly, so you enjoy it.
Out front, parts of Point Beach Drive were impassable for a number of hours as high tide flooded streets in low-lying beach neighborhoods.
Yeah, it rises up through the storm drains because it's so low, and over the seawall here you can see it's flooding out quite a bit. And then we have to know when the tide is because I can't leave the house for an hour or two because I don't want to get my car covered in salt water.
Some folks who didn't move their cars weren't as lucky. Along the shoreline, a coastal flood warning this morning meant the possibility of sea levels rising 2 to 3 feet.
Last night there was just a lot of wind. Wasn't worried about any flooding or anything like that. The house was shaking, but it was just windy.
But Dave tells us around 8 this morning, still a number of hours before high tide, his street started flooding. So neighbors knew they were in for a messy morning until the tide went out and the water started receding.
It's beautiful down here. I mean, there's, 360 days a year. It's living in paradise, and we deal with 5 storms a year, and this is what we put up with.
Now, the waves and the water here down on the shoreline brought out plenty of curious onlookers, and we're going to have that part of the story coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 6. We're live with the mobile newsroom in Milford. Matt McFarland, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.